Yes, okay, good, recording. Man, this looks really weird. I wanted to show my plants off out here, but the lighting is really strange, and I kind of look creepy. My allergies are really acting up today. I would like to start getting these seedlings put into something bigger, but going outside really sucks right now, so I'm going to change. There we go. Okay. So since yesterday, also, why is the audio lagging so badly? This is weird. One sec. I don't know. Fuck it. I don't feel like dealing with troubleshooting right now. Okay. So a friend of mine is starting a forum for people with mental illness that need support, and I have been just starting to really get involved with that project, mostly just as a member, and I feel like I have a lot of friends who are looking for support for that sort of thing. So, anybody who does have a mental disorder who's looking for support, a forum that basically is just there for you in the event that you need someone to talk to. There's a chat room, someone that understands what you're going through without judgment, and in an environment that isn't, there isn't going to be a risk of people making fun of you. Another thing that has come up is that there's going to be zero tolerance for any kind of sexual harassment, anything like that. That's one aspect that I feel like that doesn't really get talked a lot about with mental illness, especially with girls, is that it tends to make us more targets, really, just because of, I mean, in any kind of lack of awareness of a social situation, or if you're having, being triggered or dissociating or having any kind of issue, it's really difficult when you're a girl or a guy, really. I mean, sexual harassment happens to men and women the same amount, I would say. So I will definitely get, I'll probably talk a little bit more about that and link in the comment or the subject, yeah, whatever. I'll link it. I'll tell you where to go if you need that. Or you can email me or message me. I've been keeping in touch with a few people on Ello about getting in contact with some support. Okay, another thing on the agenda for today is I got some free dog treats that unfortunately Lola's allergic to them. So I'm going to be, I posted on, I use Reddit, and there's a subreddit for people that are having trouble and they need help with pet food, called Random Acts of Pet Food. And so I made a post on here and found somebody that could use these, so I'm going to send these out on Monday. And then another friend of mine was nice enough to get Lola some more food and treats, so these are great because they are limited ingredients, and Lola, unfortunately, I don't know exactly what she's allergic to, but I can say for sure she's not allergic to sweet potatoes and venison. So these Natural Balance have always been really good for her because she will just break out and get staph infections. She used to have that happen every summer. So yeah, she also has ear mites right now. I just discovered that this morning when I was cleaning her ears. So I am going to have to find, I have some ear mite drops around here somewhere. I'm just going to have to keep up with that and make sure to keep cleaning her ears, and just, I'd like to get her in to see, there's a really cheap vet over on the west side of Indianapolis that they do walk-ins, and they're really, it's kind of, I don't know, a la carte. I don't know what you'd call it. You just go in and you sit there, and there's a few things that they'll do, and one of those is she needs flea meds. So I need to find a way to coordinate that, and I haven't really talked about this a whole lot, my involvement in the community around here, but I used to volunteer at the Humane Society, and I also, when I was working, one of the jobs that I had was dog food sales rep. I've worked for 2 different companies, and basically what I would do is just walk around pet stores and talk to people, about what their dogs are eating, what kinds of problems they're experiencing with digestion, allergies, energy levels, stuff like that, and try to see if there's anything with the food brands that I worked for that would work for them. I loved the job. Unfortunately, I just kept getting sick and unfortunately wasn't able to make enough hours doing demos to be able to stay within the quota. But it was a really fun job. So it was, it's something that I like to be involved with when I can, just to help people with food and animal rescue. I have a friend up in Chicago who does fostering, and just kind of helping to work as a on the I forget what they call that, like the network of people that are involved in that sort of thing, just trying to find people who will foster, especially emergency situations in the Indianapolis area. And when I worked at the Humane Society, I was canine companion. And basically what I did was the dogs that were older than 6 months, I would go in and for about 3-4 hours, I would just go in and take them out on runs in the dog runs and just play with them. Because a lot of dogs at the shelter, one of the biggest things that that will contribute to whether or not they get adopted is how engaging they are with people. And one of the things that contributes to that is trust, and just being able to get out and play and actually be active with people. And so basically I would just go in with a ball or frisbee or whatever. I better not say that word too loud or somebody will hear and get excited. And just run them around. And most dogs, they just need, especially in the shelter, to let off stress, because when you go in and you first check out a dog, you have to keep in mind that most dogs, it's like being in jail or a hospital or something. Like, you've got dogs barking constantly, and then you've got just a lot of loud sounds and clanging. A lot of dogs, you don't know where they were before, and they're getting adjusted. So one of the nice things about volunteering and just doing that is it just gets them ready to be adopted and ready to be able to really connect with the person, whoever is going to take them out, and get them get that initial bond going that people will have when they first meet the dog that they want to adopt. So I miss doing that a lot. I would love to be able to do that again, and to be more involved with Lola's training, because there's still quite a lot of stuff that she needs that I haven't been able to do. Just she's got some training stuff that she's fallen behind on, and because of that, she's having issues with confidence, and she's having a lot of anxiety and just frustration. I would like to be able to walk her more and to get outside more and really have more of a part in her life, because I feel with me being depressed that she ends up having to have my schedule, which is sitting around most of the time, and most dogs, especially active dogs, they don't want to sit around all the time. But it's a balance. Let's see, what else do I gotta figure out? I'm looking at this list here. So yeah, I've got that post going on Reddit for the dog treats, and I'm gonna get that sent out. I got a little bit of money for postage that I can ship that, and I am also going to make a post on Reddit. I'm gonna start doing this probably in the next day, maybe tonight, I don't know, getting together, and I'm really nervous about this because the last few times I've tried, I haven't been able to get assistance with rent, but I'm going to ask for help. They have different subreddits for people who have been members for a while where you can ask for assistance, and I'm just going to see about either asking for a loan or asking for some sort of, I don't even really know, utility assistance, rent assistance, and see what I'm able to get set up. One thing that I could do, I've still got 6 more days, so on the 15th is when they're going to file with the courts for the eviction, so I can still pay after the 15th, it's just then I'll have to pay court fees, and it gets more complicated after that. So one of the ideas that I'm going to try is, I have a lot of pictures from last summer when I was at the women's shelter, and I was taking some pictures of some doves that were, they were in the window at the room that I was staying at in the shelter, and each day as they got bigger, the mother and the father would just come and feed them, and they would both take turns, and it was really very motivational, I guess, or it was phenomenal, really, that what would I say, symbol, it was very symbolic. I called them my hope doves, and the girls that were in the room with me at the time, I think that we were all just really surprised, and the roommate that I had, who was, her bed was next to the window, she was always kind of shooing me away because I would get too close and take too many pictures and freak them out and stuff. So I did get some really good pictures, though, and I'm gonna maybe start trying to do a blog or something about that, and about what it was like to live in a shelter. I kept a journal while I was there. That this is really the first time that I'm going back and reading it, and it's weird to think that it was a year ago, but I'm going to start trying to put together some sort of a blog to start just processing that stuff, and that's really all I can think of. Oh, I think I'm getting either a cavity or I'm getting another infected tooth root on this side, so I had to have a tooth pulled, whenever that was, January? Yeah. And the one next to it is starting to get just, like when I walk, I can feel just nerve pain, like shocks, like jostling it. So I gotta figure out who I'm supposed to call. I have an eye doctor appointment on Monday. They have to check my eyes because I take Plaquenil, which is a medicine that's used for connective tissue diseases. Unfortunately, it can also cause eye problems, so it's a trade-off. It's one of the mildest of all of the meds that they use for people with rheumatic conditions like lupus, connective tissue diseases, Sjogren's, I don't even, excuse me, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but my aunt just got diagnosed with that and dystonia. So I'm trying to take the least damaging medicines and hope that that will be enough to mitigate a lot of the symptoms that I've been having from getting worse, to keep them from, yeah. I didn't want to start Plaquenil. I was actually really frustrated when my doctor first told me that I had to go on it, and I didn't take it for a year after I was told to take it, and my swallowing was getting really bad, and a friend of mine basically not talked me into it, but he was concerned and told me that he really hopes that I would start taking the meds. So, let's see. I'm glad I made a list, because I've got other things. Crap. Nose is running. Let's see. Last night I went to a show. It was really fun. I feel a little bit better today, I think, just because it was nice to get out and talk to friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and have dinner with people that are like family, I guess. It's kind of like, and got to see a really neat band from France that they're on tour here in the US right now, and just a little thing, like a little experimental, I don't even know what to call them, just, I wouldn't call them noise, because it wasn't noise, but they did a lot of modifications to, the guitarist did a lot of stuff, like putting paintbrushes and chopsticks and stuff in the guitar while he's playing. He would use like brushes and stuff. And he and the vocalist, they each had pedals that they were putting all of this through and doing different effects. And it was really neat because it was set up outside on a deck, so the birds were chirping, and sometimes they were like matching what they were doing to the birds, and sometimes it was just the sounds that were like cars and people and stuff, and then the two of them were working with each other, so it was really neat. I don't even know what I would call it, but I'm really glad that I had a chance to go see that. I feel, at least emotionally, I think I feel more adjusted. Like I feel like I got a reminder of parts of myself from like 5 years ago. Like we were talking about the Cincinnati Art Museum, and I was explaining to them how to get there, and it's weird, I haven't been there since 2010, 2009, and it was just a really nice experience, and they have an arboreum, and there's butterflies and stuff. It's really neat. So I was explaining to them that they should really go see that. I was trying to think of what would I tell French guys to go see? What kind of culture is there? Well, there's a lot in Cincinnati. In Indianapolis, not so much. But the dinner was really nice. I had raisin bread that was baked in a tin can, and that was really neat. I guess it was some sort of bread pudding, and that would be really fun to recreate. So, let's see. That's plants. There's some baby ducks outside that I need to get some pictures of, but I need to charge my camera. I think my camera might be broken too because the display is having problems, so I need to get the other camera. I have two cameras, and get those charged and set up because they're really cute and babies, and especially given that I'm going to be going through and doing this blog with the hope doves and stuff, I think it would be neat as a sort of parallel to also be taking more pictures of baby bird animals. Let's see. Last night was the first time that I've had some bad dreams since starting. My psychiatrist I just started seeing, she put me on Prazosin, which is an adrenergic blocker. So the adrenal response with PTSD, one of the things that unfortunately it causes is nightmares, and that seems to be where a lot of my emotional processing happens, is when I'm sleeping. So last nights were particularly awful, and were about a job that I was stuck at, and there were aliens and they were investigating, but they weren't telling us, but they were using us to try to, it was weird. It was a really sucky job, and then they had all these rules, and it was pretty awful, and I can only assume that this has to do with my anxiety about the job that I guess I lost last week. I haven't heard from them. I emailed HR, and I got a call about the drug test because one of the meds I take came back, and so they had to check with my doctor and all that. But after I was 15 minutes late for training, and they wouldn't let me in, the security guard would not even let me talk to the trainer. I had emailed the HR and was like, okay, I had told them I was going to be late. I had a doctor's appointment. I don't know what the heck. So HR is, I guess, taking their time with figuring out what they're going to do with me, because I haven't heard yay or nay whether I still have the job after training or if I need to reschedule that day. I don't know. But my first paycheck will be coming, hopefully in the mail, for that soon, so that will help with incidentals like toilet paper and Benadryl and just random shit. It's going to take a while to get the money for the hot water to get turned back on, but I can at least start buying little stuff. And so I'm trying to think if there was any other updates for today. Today I've at least been a little more motivated, so I'm organized, but I also am still feeling like crap, and got a lot of stuff to figure out with cleaning around the house because it's still trashed, awful. I'll show you. It's pretty bad. There's stuff everywhere. So I need to clean all that up and vacuum. I got some dust masks with the money that Granny sent me, so I can vacuum and hopefully it won't mess with my allergies or breathing. Because I had, this is the first time I've ever had this happen today. I was blowing my nose and something got in my ear, and the whole room just went woof. And so yeah, I'm just going to be more careful about allergies and breathing stuff. And Indiana had their General Assembly. There's all kinds of stuff that I could go on and on about, but I don't even know what to invest my time in. I feel like that Indiana politics is just a joke at this point, and I'm happy that Mike Pence probably shot himself in the foot several times and isn't going to run for president because he really pissed off a lot of people with how he handled the Religious Freedom Act or whatever. The next thing on the agenda, if anybody is listening to this and wanting political updates, I guess, you're going to want to keep an eye on the balanced budget and go back and watch Mike Pence's State of the State address and watch I don't know what part of the speech where he talks about the balanced budget and how he wants to change the Indiana Constitution. But whoever is paying attention to that sort of thing, I think that you really should go back and watch, because it's really creepy, especially in the context of how he talks about the war on coal. The war on coal. There is a war on coal in Indiana. Yes, a war. People are dying, and trenches, and yeah, I don't even want to get started on this topic. I'll make another post about this at some point once I get some better resources and stuff. So, okay, that's it for now.